Thank you, Chair. And thank you to both ministers, and sincere thanks this morning for your time, Minister Harris, in relation to the TUSE of the South East. A very exciting project, something I'm passionate about, and it'll be very exciting to see that develop over the next 12 months, and hopefully we'll have an announcement in January. But I'd also like to acknowledge, actually, and concur with my colleague Michael, your innovative response in how you're driving the department, both of you. I think, the decision you've made to streamline the CAO system is very welcome. My understanding is that students will now be able to apply through the CAO for an apprenticeship and level 4 and 5. So that's welcome, and hopefully this will increase the take-up and awareness of apprenticeships. We've developed this recent obsession for some reason to push everyone into college courses, and apprenticeships have often been overlooked by those who would be very suited to them. And not to mention the severe lack of apprentices in many years. Count Corla, if I could just urge the Minister to investigate further why the obsession with college courses has developed to the detriment of apprenticeships and other employment-focused training, because that has been that's been my experience as a former president of the Irish Road Haulage Association. So I'm sure we can all point to examples, but if you could just look into that and see where one doesn't circumvent the other. Another issue I'd like to raise is the issue of third-level dropouts. A recent Irish Independent article quotes the Higher Education Authority's figures on third-level dropouts. These figures show dropout rates of 25% across the third-level sector. Dropout rates rise to 45% among those studying computing courses. Now, that was a very concerning figure. It was alarming, to be honest, it was so high. The overall figure for college dropouts, being 1 in every 4 students, must also be ringing alarm bells within your department. So I think it's a major issue, and we need to really look at it. Hopefully the new CAO reforms, of course, might help address that to some extent, but we could and should be doing more. So one example of the reform I believe is worth investigating is a type of an optional transition year between second and third level. So we have it in secondary schools, we have a transition year between junior and senior cycle. However, I think there's a strong case to be made that the transition between second level and third level is a far more significant and difficult transition for students to make. They're moving away from home for the first time possibly, meeting new people, living with other students, being expected to cook and run a household, and learning to live in a totally different way than is expected at second level. There are significant challenges for the third level student, and it would be worth investigating in a similar type of optional transition year system for the second and third level transition. So under such a system, students could sample different course options, getting used to the challenges of living away from home and generally familiarising themselves with the college way of life before making a final course decision. The hope would be that a scheme would help reduce the number of college dropouts and that the number of people who end up enrolling in courses that they regret. Furthermore, the Leaving Cert classes of 2021 have missed a significant chunk of their face-to-face school time over the last 2 academic years. And this will no doubt have a knock-on effect for these students heading off to third level in September, in which case it may result in higher dropouts and dropout rates and more difficulties for students settling into third level life. So finally, Count Corla, grade inflation under predicted grading systems, it's well documented now at this stage. Students who sat the leaving minister in 2019 or prior who are looking for a CAO place in 2021 will not have the benefit of this grade inflation. So I'm just asking, and you can send it to me please in a written response, I'm asking if there are any steps being taken by the department to address the imbalance and to ensure that the deferred CAO applicants will not be negatively impacted by this. Thank you.